Hi everybody, it's Angelique, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Please stop what you're doing and click like on this video. Subscribe, stay a while, comment below if you experience what I'm about to talk about in this video. Thank you to Adam, Mass, and Ashley for your donations. I really appreciate you guys. If you want me to continue to do content on this channel, please make sure you get those donations in. Um, if you need help healing from narcissistic abuse, you need a kickstart at your healing journey or your spiritual journey, you can book with me. I'm a spiritual life coach, and all that information and how to go about booking is in the comment section or in the description bar. Okay, you don't see it, comment at me, I will reply to you. Sorry if the lighting is weird in here, is making me look like washed out. The sun is shining beautifully into my bedroom, and I have a lamp on as well. So if I look chalky, that's the reason why. Um, but anyway, isn't this gorgeous? Look at this. Oh my goodness. I forgot the name of this stone, but I did bless it. There happened to be a Mexican street festival because I live like predominantly in a Hispanic neighborhood, and I saw there was a table out and they were selling crystals, and I was just like so drawn. You know, crystals pick you. So I saw it, I walked by it and was like, no, I can't afford it. Let me just keep it moving. And I was like, no, I gotta go back. I gotta get it. And thank God I went back because it ended up only being $8, guys. I thought it was gonna be like 20-30 bucks, and it ended up only being $8. It's real too. I mean, it's real. It's so beautiful. I'll tell you the name of the stone when I remember what it is. But anyway, I love crystals this color. Should have got more, but not in my budget. But I'm so glad I was able to connect to it. I actually had to walk back and go get it because they were like shutting down, and the guy actually went into the storage bins and got it out for me. So it was meant to be with me. But anyway, let's get into the topic today, and it's chosen ones suffer, not all, some chosen ones suffer from depression and anxiety. And this is very common, and not just chosen ones, but empaths and indigos and light workers, um, anyone who can feel, okay, any type of person who is in tune spiritually. A lot of them suffer from depression and anxiety. And I myself, I used to suffer with chronic depression all through my teens and my 20s. It got really bad in my 20s, where when I was 21, I was like, God, I'm ready to die. And I would pray every day, like, okay, God, just take me, because I didn't have the guts to do it myself. And I would pray every single day for God to take me out. And I don't think I've ever talked about this too much on my channel, but then again, might be in one of the narcissistic videos. But my depression got so bad, like I would lock myself in my room. This is around when I was about 2021. I would lock myself in my room and pee in cups, guys. That's how bad it got. It got that bad. I didn't want to see the family we were living with at the time. I was living in Long Island with my mom and her new husband and his family, and there were like 15 people living in this big ass house in Long Island that we lived in. I did have my own room, but I went into huge depression. My mother's brother-in-law, who was married, was trying to have an affair with me, and the wife wanted to fight me. The female cousins in the family wanted to fight me because they were saying that I was the young girl trying to steal this woman's husband. I mean, it was crazy. My mom's cancer was coming back. I believe she had just got diagnosed with bone cancer when she just recovered from breast cancer. So it was horrible. The guy that was trying to have an affair with me lived in the same house, and it was crazy. It was a lot going on. I didn't have no issues when it came to like um friends or boys or whatever the case was. It wasn't that. It was just so much going on, and I could not control those emotions, guys. I was peeing in cups, coming outside my room at night, and like taking showers and barely eating, and it was terrible. And I know a lot of you have been through that, where you can't even get out of your bed. But I'm not embarrassed to tell those stories because I've overcame so much, and this is the reason why I am a spiritual life coach, okay? And why I'm here to help you, because I have been through hell and back, okay? Like a lot of you guys too. And back then I wasn't in tune to who I was. People was using me for my energy. I had negative friends around me, trying to sleep with my man at the time. And that was another thing. I actually had a boyfriend at that time, and he had no idea I had depression. When I had chronic depression, nobody knew. Only person who really knew was my mother. She was like, look, I'm going to try to get you help. I'm going to try to get you medication. She gave me her medication, because when you have cancer, they make you sometimes get medication because of depression. They think that you're going to take yourself out. And my mother was like, maybe this medication will work for you, take it. I forgot what it was, but it was depression medication. She shouldn't try to have given me her prescription, because I wouldn't go to the doctor to go get it myself. And I took the medication, and I didn't see any changes at all. I was religious at the time, and I I don't know. I wasn't praying to change the emotions or the feelings. I was just like, God, take me out. I can't do this. Take me out of this simulation. I'm done. Check me out. But I'm glad that God didn't take me out, and I made it through. I've been through some crazy emotional trials in my life, but I am glad that I am here to help you guys get through. And as some of you have been through worse, and that's why I push y'all and tell y'all, please tell your story. I tell my story. Please tell your story, because it can help and it can motivate other people to get out of their depression and their anxiety. Let's fast forward to so suffered with the chronic depression. And y'all know, my mother did end up passing away 2 years after having those thoughts of unaliving myself. I don't want to use the S word on my channel because it's very sensitive on YouTube. And I got through it. I did get through it. And what helped me get out the depression is I decided to move to Florida. I had a best female friend at the time that lived in Florida, and she was like, well, she was a narcissist, but I didn't know she was a narcissist. And she wanted to use me for my energy. But she was like, hey, why don't you move to Florida with me and my mom, and maybe that'll make you feel better. Well, it was a setup, because she really called. She wasn't trying to help me with my depression or trying to help me with my life. She really just wanted to use me, okay? Basically as a emotional dumping ground. That's what narcissists do. So she called me all the way to Florida. I moved. I bought a plane ticket, and I told my mom, I'm moving to Florida in 2 weeks. And my mom was like, she was depressed. She was like, what are you talking about? You're leaving me. And I told her, like, you're married now. Your husband has to take care of you. I've taken care of you since I was 15. I need to do this for myself. I'm a little spitting. And I have to leave. And I left because I had been taking care of my mom since I was 15 when she got diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was exhausted, and this family was driving me crazy, which was her husband's family. And I need a break. And sometimes God is going to give you that spiritual break that you need from your situation, from your depression, from, to give you that mental break that you need. And I know a lot of you have been through this, where you feel like just when you're about to crack, that is when God comes in, or the universe, or whoever you believe in, and something changes. And I left, I went to Florida, I got hired. I started having hair clients. I had plenty of money. I was hanging out in Miami every weekend, waking up, looking out the window, looking at palm trees and birds and a lake right in our complex. I was happy for, half that year, and I even more than half the year. Was living there for about 9 or 10 months, before my mother's cancer got really bad, and my mom was like, I think you need to come back to New York, because I think this is going to be my last year of me being alive. And I really feel like moving to Florida changed my life. It saved my life. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical profession. Yes, I am a certified medical assistant. Some of you don't know that. I went to medical assistant school, so I do know about certain things medically, but I am not a doctor. And if you are feeling depression, chosen one, I'm not here to tell you that you don't have an imbalance in your mind, in your head. I'm not here to tell you that. You should go to a therapist. You should find out if you do need medication. I do believe that there are people who have depression who do need medication. But in my case, and I think in many people who are spiritual case, it's not imbalance in the brain, or imbalance in your hormones. Well, yeah, it is an imbalance in the hormones, but not in the brain. And a lot of times, what you need to cure your depression is environment change. Environment change, diet change, vitamin change. Ever since my environment changed, where I'm not around narcissists, I'm not sleeping with narcissists anymore, or toxic, negative people. The biggest narcissist in my life, which was my grandmother, who she died 7 years ago. I have more peace in my home, even though I have a mentally ill relative that I live with who's schizophrenic. But my life has changed so much, where there's no space for that depression. I take my vitamins now, and I need y'all to look into it. A lot of times people have depression is because the body is asking you, feed me, feed me, feed me these vitamins. A lot of people have depression because they're having a vitamin deficiency. Um, a lot of people have depressions because they're eating crap. All right, I know I'm an overweight person, but I am on a weight loss journey now. And I feel so much better now that I'm eating better. Okay, some of your bodies, um, you can't eat certain things. All right, and what happens is, when you're a chosen one and you're going through all these spiritual things and you have spiritual assignments, you want to eat comfort foods. You don't want to eat foods that are going to give you energy, that is going to make you feel like you're not going to make you feel, but it's going to elevate you to be on a high vibration. We need vegetables, chosen ones. We need vegetables. We need fruit. We need water. We need rest. We need sunlight. We need vacations. We need to be in nature. We have to be as close to nature as possible, okay? That is a way to cut down that depression, or to cease it forever. I do not suffer with depression in a way that I did when I was in my 20s, or when I wasn't taking my vitamins, and when I wasn't eating well. That is really my advice to you. Try that first. And if the diet change, the vitamin intake, the sunlight, the nature, if that does not work, then maybe it is an imbalance and you need medication, okay? But these doctors are gonna pump you with so many meds, and then that's gonna trigger something else. When it comes to anxiety, I don't want you to look at anxiety as a negative all the time. A lot of us chosen ones have spiritual gifts, and anxiety is also something that God, spirit, angels use to warn you of something. So, yes, you are in your head and you're thinking about the future, but when you're the chosen one, when you are a spiritual being that have these spiritual gifts, you're going to be warned by something. So if you're feeling anxiety and you're talking to a new guy, a new girl, listen to that, okay, chosen one? When you are walking in a building and suddenly you feel anxiety, maybe you need to leave that building. You're about to buy a house, you're about to rent an apartment, and you're feeling anxiety. Maybe there's dark spirits in that particular home. This is how it works for me when I feel anxiety. I also feel anxiety when I'm about to come into some money. I get the craziest butterflies in my stomach. I get the craziest anxiety when I'm about to get some money. So having anxiety is not always should be considered a bad thing. God is going to warn you. Your body is going to warn you of the vibrations in the room and the vibrations coming from an individual. So don't look at depression as a negative thing all the time as well. It is letting you know system overload. I love what Jim Carrey said. Depression is your body saying fuck you. And it's the truth. We wear masks, we hate our jobs, we hate our marriages and relationships, we hate the circumstances that we're in, and we we don't want to feel. A lot of people have depression because they don't want to feel, they don't want to go through it. Go through it. Walk through it, chosen one. There's going to be days where you do feel depressed and your body is letting you know it's time to quit this job. It's time to leave this marriage. It's time to leave that friend alone. It's time to leave the false mask that you've been wearing, and you have to change. And I understand people, well, how am I going to change? I'm in a situation I can't change. All situations change. They change for the worse sometimes, and they change for the best sometimes. But that is the reason why a lot of us chosen ones, we go through a lot of depression, because it's our body warning us. It's a spiritual warning that it's time for us to change what we've been doing, the cycle, the process, the pattern that we've been going through, okay? And anxiety is not always a bad thing. Pay attention to your body, chosen one. Listen to it. Your anxiety is going to warn you. I remember I had an anxiety attack when I was about 21, and this childhood friend of mine was getting married, and him and I had feelings for each other. And I remember I was going to go buy an outfit to wear to his wedding, and on my way to go shop, I literally passed out on the street. And somebody I know drove by and was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? You want me to help you?" And I was like, "Leave me alone." And I thought I was having a heart attack, guys. I thought I was having a heart attack. But anyway, I ended up going to the ER with my mom, and they were like, "You had a heart attack. You had an anxiety attack." And I felt so stupid. You know, maybe I was having an anxiety attack because I knew in my heart I had no business going to that wedding. And I didn't go to the ceremony, but I ended up going to the wedding reception because, the friend paid for my plate. So I still ended up going, and his wife was not happy that I was there, and her friends were being mean to me at this wedding. And that was anxiety letting me know, don't go, girl, don't go. Another time I had an anxiety attack, I was on a plane. This was in 2016. I was going to Puerto Rico for the first time with my ex best friend, and I was having anxiety because I don't know, I think a lot of times you'll have anxiety because your body knows that something's going to happen. And a couple of bad things did end up happening in Puerto Rico, and I ended my 8-year friendship with the narc best friend in Puerto Rico. And that's why I had that anxiety attack. Sometimes your body is letting you know something is occurring or is going to occur. So start learning your body. Why am I feeling this depression? What can I do to change it? As soon as you feel that coming on, a vitamin intake, sun intake, water intake, go outside, go for a walk. Don't let that dark cloud win. I'm telling you, get right back up. Anxiety, pay attention to your environment, pay attention to how you feel with people, pay attention to why are you feeling that anxiety, because it's not just a bad thing. It is a warning signal for you, chosen ones. And we get this a lot. And a lot of times, if we didn't have the depression and anxiety, we wouldn't listen to God, we won't listen to our ancestors. But just take that into consideration and how to control your anxiety, and also go to the doctor and get blood work done and get a therapy session and find out if it could be something deeper of childhood trauma or some type of trauma that you've experienced, and that's why you're having that anxiety. My phone is dying, chosen one, but please look into your depression and anxiety, and don't just sit in it and say my anxiety and my depression. Don't claim these particular energies, but use it as a spiritual gift, okay? Because a lot of people don't have these warning signals as we do. All right, guys, don't forget to donate, and don't forget to book your phone sessions with me. And I'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing week. Love and light and blessings to you all.